To the outside world, it was just an island. Little St. James, a private paradise in the Caribbean where the wealthy went to escape the cameras. But here at Backstage Stories, we know that nothing is ever just scenery. For 20 years, this island wasn't a vacation home. It was a stage set. A meticulously constructed trap designed to capture the most powerful men on Earth. We are taught that power resides in the White House, in Buckingham Palace, in the boardrooms of Wall Street. But in 2024, when the seal was finally broken on the Epstein files, we learned the terrifying truth. Real power doesn't live in the spotlight. It lives in the shadows. It lives in the unlogged flights, the private dinners, and the redacted names of John Does 1 through 170. On January 3, 2024, a federal judge ordered the release of nearly 1,000 pages of court documents related to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. The world held its breath. We expected a simple list, but what we found inside wasn't just a list. It was a map of a world that existed parallel to our own. Today, we pull back the curtain on the United States of secrets. We aren't just reading the names. We are tracing the wires that made the machine run. To understand the horror, you first have to understand the paperwork. These documents are depositions, emails, and legal arguments from a 2015 defamation case filed by Virginia Giuffre against Ghislaine Maxwell. They reveal a casualness to the horror. We see emails where billionaires discuss logistics. We see flight logs that read like a who's who of Hollywood and Washington. The files prove one undeniable fact. Epstein didn't hide his lifestyle. He flaunted it. And the most powerful people in the world didn't call the police. They came for dinner. Let's talk about the names. The 2024 document dump brought old names back into the light and introduced strange new ones. Former President Bill Clinton appears in the documents over 70 times. While Clinton has denied ever visiting Epstein's private island, the files contain testimony that paints a disturbing picture of their friendship. One victim, Johanna Schoberg, testified under oath that Epstein spoke candidly about the president. Her words? He said that Clinton likes them young. It is a single sentence, but it hangs over his legacy like a shroud. Then, there is the prince. Prince Andrew's involvement was already known, but the files added a layer of grotesque absurdity. Accusers detailed assaults at Maxwell's London home and on the island. But one detail stands out for its sheer strangeness. A witness described a moment involving a puppet, a caricature of the prince himself, that was allegedly used to grope a victim. It sounds like a nightmare. But in the world of Jeffrey Epstein, the line between royalty and depravity didn't exist. Perhaps the most shocking name wasn't a politician, but a genius. Stephen Hawking, the man who unlocked the secrets of the universe. The files revealed an email from Jeffrey Epstein offering a cash reward to anyone who could prove that Hawking did not participate in an underage orgy while visiting the island for a science conference. Why was the smartest man in the world hanging out with a sex trafficker? It confirms that Epstein didn't just collect young girls. He collected minds. He courted scientists from MIT and Harvard. He wanted to fund eugenics. He wanted to seed the human race with his own DNA. The web stretched everywhere. Donald Trump is named, though witnesses stated they never saw him on the island or gave him massages. Michael Jackson was seen at Epstein's Palm Beach mansion. Magician David Copperfield was a dinner guest. The files prove that Epstein wasn't just a predator. He was a collector of powerful friends. How did he get away with it for so long? This is the darkest chapter. In 2008, the FBI had him. They had a mountain of evidence. He should have gone to prison for life. Instead, he got the sweetheart deal. He pleaded guilty to a minor state charge. He served only 13 months in a private wing of a county jail, where he was allowed to leave for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, to go to his office. Why? Why did the U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta agree to this? Years later, reports surfaced that Acosta told the Trump transition team that he had been told to back off because Epstein belonged to intelligence. This brings us to the honey trap theory. Was Jeffrey Epstein a spy? Was Ghislaine Maxwell, the daughter of suspected super spy Robert Maxwell, his handler? The operation was perfect. You bring powerful men to an island. You put them in compromising positions. You film them. And then you own them. The files released in 2024 don't explicitly say he was CIA or he was Mossad. but they show a man with no clear source of income, who owned $500 million in property, and who had the direct phone numbers of prime ministers. If he was just a financial advisor, he was the worst one in history, because he only had one known client, Les Wexner, the owner of Victoria's Secret. Where did the rest of the money come from? And where are the tapes? Every tragedy has a final act. On August 10, 2019, the cameras inside the most secure federal unit in Manhattan malfunctioned. The guards fell asleep. And the man who knew where the bodies were buried was found dead in his cell. The official ruling was suicide. But Dr. Michael Baden, a famous pathologist hired by Epstein's brother, observed the autopsy. He noted that the bones broken in Epstein's neck, specifically the hyoid bone, are rarely broken in hangings. They are, however, commonly broken in strangulation. With Epstein dead, the criminal case against him died too. The victims were robbed of their day in court. The secrets in his head were buried with him. Jeffrey Epstein is gone. But the machine that built him? The system that protected him? It is still running. The names in the files are still in power. The tapes are still missing. And until we see the full picture, the United States of Secrets remains closed. This has been Backstage Stories. If you believe the truth matters, share this video. And subscribe. Because the story isn't over.